I'm Aylin Figueroa and my presentation is on British pantomime. Okay, British pantomime developed in England. It developed in the 16th century, and it was influenced by Commedia dell'arte, that came from Italy. British pantomime moved from Italy to France, then to Britain. But many people couldn't translate the language, so not all the lines. So then dialogue was missing. People had to mime it. Okay, what is pantomime? Pantomime literally means all kinds of miming. So any type of miming which doesn't include dialogue. It was directed for family and children. Adults and children, so it could be any type of audience. In the 16th and 17th century, women weren't allowed to be in theater in general. They couldn't have roles in it. But British pantomime made an exception to it. Males in British pantomime, the roles were reversed, gender reversed. British pantomime was mimed at first, but it wasn't like any other miming. Dialogue began to be included, so people would actually have lines. But then, how I was saying before, since language was a border, people didn't know how to translate some words or phrases, so they had to mime, and that would be called the Italian night scenes. Pantomime was also very physical and exaggerated. So there was dances, acrobats, tumbling, everything was on. There was a lot of things on stage. There was fighting scenes, people were tripping over just air. It was very exaggerated. Sometimes even audience participation was required, but not in all the performances. British pantomime tended to break the fourth wall a lot. And the audience knew that they had to participate. It wasn't all the shows, but when the fourth wall was broken, the audience knew what they had to say. So for an example, it was in Cinderella with the evil twin stepsisters, which later will be my performance. If one of the sisters were to say, "Oh, I'm way much prettier than Cinderella," the audience would say, "Oh, no, you're not." And that would just keep on going. So if I'm saying, "Oh, I'm way prettier than Cinderella," "No, you're not." "Oh, yes, I am."
"No, you're not."
"Oh, yes, I am."
"No, you're not."
And so on. That would just keep on going back and forth. And there were other types of audience participation. So if I was looking for something behind me that someone was placing, and I didn't know where it was, I could ask you guys, "Oh my gosh, where could that be?" And then you guys would hint out, "Oh, it's behind you," or you guys would end up helping me to figure out where the hidden object that I was looking for could be. After World War I, stories began to change. The endings were happier. That's when classical fairy tales, the ones we know today, were formed into British pantomime, such as Cinderella, Peter Pan, Aladdin. Like in those stories, we know that everyone's always happy. Cinderella always goes with Prince Charming. Snow White ends up going with her Prince Charming. There was just all types of happy endings. They lived happily ever after. Okay, British pantomime. It was used to entertain families with comedic scenes. When British pantomimes were mainly shown during the Christmas season, they were showed at professional theaters or in community halls. There wasn't a specific, it wasn't either for the rich or the poor. It was for anyone. Anyone could go out and watch. Okay, the actors, when they were acting on stage, they would exaggerate everything. This is what made British pantomime unique. Instead of making like, "Oh, wow," they would be like, "Oh my gosh, wow!" Like everything was exaggerated to keep the audience's attention. They didn't want to lose them halfway during the performance. Something well known from British pantomime is the slapstick. It wasn't just a prop that was two pieces of wood that whenever it hit together would make a slap sound. It was also how the shows were ironic and there was so much foolishness. There were people throwing pies on stage, There was animal costumes, which were made up of two people in a costume. Like I said before, they would fall a lot when they would be running around. And then, since the roles were gender reversed, the males would play the female parts and the female would play the male parts. And for this to happen, for the males to look like the females, they would exaggerate everything. They would have all types of colorful outfits. They had so much makeup on that today you can look back at it and even say that they kind of look like drag queens. And that is an example of a picture. It's there. Okay. Harlequinade was a form of pantomime. It came out in the 19th century. Harlequin, which is the main character, was a clown or a trickster, you can say. Now people say that the Joker we know comes from Harlequin, which is another form of him. In the play, Harlequin, the clown, would be in love with this girl named Colomina. Her father, Pantaloon, was a very overprotective dad, and he didn't want her to be seen with a clown as a guy. So those were three main characters in Harlequin. Another main character was a dame, which was a female part played by a male, and the principal boy, who was a male part played by a female. Other characters would be, there was kind of always a villain and a fairy queen. The villain would come from the left side of the stage, and the fairy queen would come from the right, because as people can say, good is always right. So meaning the right is always going to come good. Okay. During the 20th century, panto, short for pantomime, split into two parts. There was the fairy tale section and Harlequinade. The fairy tales was mainly for the children, but in Harlequinade was more for the adults. It was adult humor. But Harlequinade ended up fading away because since it was so traditional, people would go do it over and over that many lost the meaning to it. They said Harlequinade wasn't the same anymore. So over time, it ended up fading out. But in the fairy tales, there was fairies, dwarves, and the animal characters as I had said before, which were mainly for the kids. The kids knew the background stories, and just seeing people acting it would be even better for them. But the fairy tales weren't just for the kids, it was also for adults. There were some humor for the adults and also some social aspects related to current events happening around the world that the adults would know about, not mainly the children because they really don't know what's going on around the world. To them, it's just what's happening in their life. Okay. So my presentation is going to be Cinderella, a show that came out in 2000, a pantomime, British pantomime that came out in 2000. I'm going to be playing the evil stepsisters. One of them is Lucretia and Griselda. But they were taken into consideration that they were also played by males. And then for this specific performance, anyone could watch. There wasn't a specific age group. Okay, and something you guys should take into consideration is the fact that the twin sister Griselda was really short. Oh, can you do one more? Sorry. Oh, and that was one of the Harlequin, the clown. Okay. So you won't guess what just happened today. You won't guess what I said to that shop lady person. She was telling me it fit too tight, that I thought it was a perfect fit. What are you talking about? Are you talking about your bra? Oh my gosh, yes! My sheepdog bra by Gusset, you know. Come on. Your sheepdog bra? What is that supposed to mean? Oh my gosh, come on! You know, it rounds them up and heads them in the right direction. Oh gosh, well that's nice talk. In front of the ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh, hello. Well, I'm Lucretia, and this is my sister Griselda. Oh my gosh, we've lived together like all of our lives. Yeah, we've lived together all our lives. Well, we're not just sisters. We're identical twin sisters! Oh my god, yes, and we look so much alike. Okay, well, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a supermodel. But you know what? They told me I was too beautiful for that. But they particularly loved my smile. When I was growing up, I wanted to be a ballerina. They told me I was too tall. But I still found myself very light on my feet. Just watch. Oh my god. Oh, don't mind that. Boy, you don't see that often. Well, so we're identical twin sisters, okay? But we're not only that. We also have this great telepathic understanding. Oh yes. I can think of any animal, and my sister, Griselda, can tell me what animal I'm thinking about. Oh my gosh, yes. Go for it. Do it. Let's do it right now. Okay. Well, now? Okay, I'm thinking of an animal now. Is it a horse? Oh no, it's not a horse. Is it a dog? No, it's not. A cat? Oh my gosh, no. Okay, I got this. Oh my gosh, it's a platypus! No, it's not a platypus. Where was she gonna platypus? Oh my gosh, it's a hippopotamus! Oh my gosh, yes it is! Okay, well that's my performance. Okay, so as you guys can tell, in my performance, I was doing a lot of dramatic movements. I was jumping up, I fell. Okay, and by doing that, I caught your attention. And I also in the scene, I ended up breaking the fourth wall, talking to you guys, asking you guys like, how could that she be thinking that? So in some way, it was comedic. So an overview of British pantomime was that it was a very exaggerated form of theater, caused to get laugh from the audience, and it was seen as a very comedic type of theater.